Shields up, spoiler alert. Star Trek Lower Decks blasted back onto Paramount Plus with the first 2 episodes of Season 4, and they're terrific. The first episode, 2 Vix TWOVIX, sees the crew of the USS Cerritos charged with taking the decommissioned USS Voyager back to Earth to act as a museum, celebrating the ship and her crew's adventures in the Delta Quadrant. En route, hijinks ensue as the flower that caused Tuvok and Neelix to be gene-spliced into 2 Vix once again creates not one but many spliced crew members. In addition to this, a dormant macrovirus awakes and merges with a Borg nanite to take over the Voyager's systems and head them towards a Borg cube. Thankfully, the lower deckers save the day and receive promotions for their efforts. Finally, however, we see an alien ship easily destroy a Klingon vessel. Ooh. Great episode, I loved it, 9 out of 10. Shields up, spoiler alert. Star Trek Lower Decks blasted back onto Paramount Plus with the first 2 episodes of Season 4, and they're terrific. The second episode, I Have No Bones, Yet I Must Flee, takes the Cerritos to an alien menagerie where 2 humans have been accidentally imprisoned. As Mariner fights against her promotion and has to deal with Commander Ransom and a cute-looking, bone-munching alien, Rutherford fights for a promotion but has to deal with a rival ensign. Again, the day is saved, and this time Rutherford is promoted, sharing quarters with Boimler. Both episodes feature an overarching threat from an alien ship that easily destroys a Klingon vessel and then a Romulan one. Great Star Trek episodes that were both funny and occasionally poignant. 9 out of 10.
Spoilers ahead. Episode 3 of Season 4 of Star Trek, Lower Decks, In the Cradle of Vexilon, sees our heroes arrive at a Federation world that resides upon an ancient alien megastructure, controlled by a benevolent computer. Disaster obviously strikes as Captain Freeman accidentally initiates an update of the operating system, resulting in natural catastrophes to occur. Boimler, leading his first away mission, saves the day by eventually learning to delegate. Meanwhile on the Cerritos, the rest of the lower deckers are ordered to perform a function which they believe is a form of hazing. This is a great episode showing how our young officers are growing, and even Mariner seems to be mellowing. 9 out of 10.
Red alert, spoilers ahead. Episode 4 of Season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks, Something Borrowed, Something Green, sees Tendi return to her Orion homeworld for the wedding of her sister. Accompanied by T'Lyn and Mariner, the trio end up on an adventure to save Tendi's sister from a kidnapping plot. Meanwhile, on the Cerritos, Boimler and Rutherford find their idyllic room share under threat when they cannot agree who will water the bonsai tree. This was a fun episode that again shows us the mystery ship destroying an Orion vessel. Tendi's adventure led to the revelation that she is a trained Orion assassin, and Boimler's bonsai saves the day when a Chalnoth captain refuses to allow Freeman to scan a nebula. Overall, good fun, but not the best of the season so far. 7 out of 10. Spoilers off the starboard bow. Episode 5 of Season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks, Empathological Fallacies, sees the crew of the Cerritos apparently affected by the presence of 3 party-loving Betazoid cougars. Lieutenant T'Lyn suspects that one of them suffers from Xanthi fever, in which Betazoids of a certain age start transmitting their own emotions onto others, thus the crew start partying like it's 23.99. Eventually we find out that the 3 ladies are actually part of Beta Z Security, investigating the mystery ship that has been attacking Alpha and Beta Quadrant vessels recently, and that it was T'Lyn that is the cause of the crew's affliction due to her suffering from Bendai syndrome. Once she regains control of her inner turmoil, the crew return to normal. This was another fun episode that was reminiscent of the original series The Naked Time and The Next Generation's Naked Now. I still want to know more about that mystery ship though, and the episode was simply okay. 7 out of 10. Spoilers, only 10 strips of gold press latinum. Episode 6 of Season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks, Path Ferengi's Heart Place, sees Ferengi now ready to begin the process of joining the Federation. As Captain Freeman assists Admiral What's-His-Face with the preliminary signing ceremony, the lower deckers are assigned to go down to the planet and update the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, sort of. Rutherford and Tendi pretend to be married as they stay at a Ferengi hotel, only for their true feelings to make it awkward, while Boimler's extensive schedule goes to pot when he becomes entranced by Ferengi television and Mariner meets an old friend at a bar and gets into a fight because she's angry about something or other. Another fun episode where we see the mystery ship apparently destroy a Ferengi craft along with its portable Genesis device. While it was nice to see Grand Nagus Rom and his wife, First Clark Leiter, again, I didn't particularly like like the diluting of the Ferengi culture. No T'Lyn this week either. Boo. 7 out of 10. Spoilers, 20,000 kilometres off the port bow, Captain. Episode 7 of Season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks, A Few Badges More, focuses on artificial intelligence, with 3 AI foes returning for more digitised mayhem. Peanut Hamper is up for a parole, while Agimus claims to have intel about the recent attacks by the mystery ship. It's all a ruse for them to escape, though. However, Peanut Hamper has a change of heart and convinces Agimus to turn to the light. Meanwhile, Badgie takes over a Drukmani salvage ship in a disturbingly Borg-like fashion and plots revenge not only against Rutherford but the whole Federation. By merging himself with the entirety of Federation technology, he ascends to a higher plane, koala and all is well. This was a great episode that was both exciting and poignant and moved the overarching story along. We find out that the mystery ship is not destroying vessels but stealing them and leaving debris as a diversion. The plot thickens. 9 out of 10. Spoilers detected beneath the planet's crust, Captain. Episode 8 of Season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks Caves sees our core shipmates sent on a survey mission of a cave system on Grotonus. Yet they called the planet of caves Grotonus. This is the first time they have all been on a mission together since receiving their promotions, and they are somewhat at odds with each other. Unfortunately, carnivorous moss traps them as they recall tales of their previous cave-bound escapades. Boimler encountering Vendorians in a cave, Rutherford having an alien baby in a cave, and Mariner learning how to use trigammonite to restore comms in a cave. Only Tendi doesn't have a cave-set story. Then we discover that the carnivorous moss is sentient and loves listening to their stories, insisting that we hear Tendi's tale of them all being trapped in a turbo lift. The moss frees them, and the lower deckers are friends again, and we learn that it was the Vendorians again that were behind this whole ruse. This is a heartwarming episode that stands by itself, not mentioning this mystery ship, and again, not featuring T'Lyn. Still a 9 out of 10 from me, however. Yellow alert! Spoilers on an intercept course. In episode 9 of season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks, they're in a fight. T'Lyn returns. Yay! 10 out of 10. Just kidding. She does return, but so does another character from Bygone Trek. Concerned by Mariner's seeming death wish, her mother, Captain Freeman, decides to task her fellow Lower Deckers to keep her out of danger, repairing an orbital buoy, while the Cerritos goes on a potentially dangerous mission. Obviously, things don't go as planned, and the team end up stranded on a planet along with the crews of the ships attacked by the mystery vessel. After Mariner fights a Klingon, they become friends, and we learn that she is acting out because of the promotion she didn't want. It transpires she was friends with Ensign Sito Jaxa. Yes, that Sito Jaxa, and she's racked with guilt about the young Bajoran's death. Meanwhile, it transpires that another former member of Nova Squadron, Nick Locarno, seems to be the one behind the attacks, and he kidnapped Mariner. To be continued. A fantastic episode, perhaps my favourite so far. Great characterisations, great plotting, great music. Yes, really, 10 out of 10. Spoiler alert, season finale on Scanners. In episode 10 of season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks, Old Friends, New Planets, we learn that the dastardly and quite bonkers Nick Locarno, or is it Tom Paris, is hatching a scheme to force the Alpha Quadrant powers to respect his newly assembled Nova fleet, or he threatens to deploy his Ferengi-made Genesis device from within his impenetrable system shield. Captain Freeman wants to rescue her daughter, Beckett Mariner, from Locarno, but Starfleet orders her to stand down. Obviously she doesn't, and the USS Cerritos heads to Orion, where Tendi asks her sister for the use of a powerful battleship to penetrate the shield. Unfortunately, the only way for this to happen is for Tendi to agree to rejoin her sister on Orion, leaving Starfleet. Mariner steals the Genesis device and escapes from Locarno's base, diving her ship into an ion storm with Locarno in pursuit. Meanwhile, the battleship given to Tendi is non-operational, so they use the Cerritos tractor beam to fling the Hulk into Locarno's shield, opening a hole for the captain's yacht to fly through. Mariner activates the Genesis device, and before it detonates, is beamed from the ship, leaving Locarno to his doom. A new planet, Locarno, is formed. The lower deckers celebrate, but Tendi has to leave the ship to return to Orion. This was a superb episode with action, callbacks and jokes galore, and Boimler is captain of the Cerritos, albeit briefly. Roll on season 5, 10 out of 10.